Well, it would seem as if after leaving the Daily Wire under some tumultuous circumstances to say the least, Candace Owens is actually doing better than ever. Now, as I'm sure many of you guys remember, Candace Owens ended up leaving the Daily Wire midway through 2024 as a consequence of some differences of opinion, primarily relating to America's relationship with Israel. You see, Candace Owens was a little bit more critical of this relationship, whereas Daily Wire founders Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring seemed to be a little bit more Israel first with their mindset. And so they parted ways in what was ultimately a very public and bombastic way. Ben Shapiro, especially, really letting his grievances air, publicly criticizing Candace Owens because she had the audacity to disagree with him.
Yes, the question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this has been disgraceful. Without a doubt. I can't know that. Yeah, I mean, she still works for my company. I think she's been absolutely disgraceful. I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication, it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making and the things that she's saying, and I find them disreputable.
And so, in response to the ongoing criticisms from Ben Shapiro, I have to say, honestly, I think that Candace Owens has actually handled everything in a pretty responsible and mature way, generally opting to take the high road, never really taking the bait and having a public meltdown or anything like that. Now, here's the deal. After leaving the Daily Wire in March of 2024, Candace Owens has gone on to continue doing her own independent show here on YouTube with a huge amount of success, whereas the Daily Wire seems to be struggling a little bit right now. And so, of course, the big news of the day is that Candace Owens has now officially passed the Daily Wire in YouTube subscribers. But not just that, take a look at how these two channels are doing over time. On the left are the stats of Candace Owens' YouTube channel, and as you can see, she is consistently growing week after week to the tune of 37,000 subscribers per week. Now on the right are the stats of the Daily Wire channel, and not only are they not growing, but they actually seem to be losing over 2,000 subscribers per week. And hey, that's not even talking about the viewership. If you want to look at that, around 29 times more people every week are tuning into Candace Owens than are tuning into the Daily Wire. So it seems like the people, the viewers, you guys have made your choice. And of course, as Candace Owens officially conquers the Daily Wire is also struggling with the whole Brett Cooper situation still to this day, in which Brett Cooper seems to have parted ways with Daily Wire for similar Israel-related reasons. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Take a look. As reported, Brett Cooper likes Candace Owens' post calling Israel's actions in Gaza a genocide. This comes amid speculation that she was fired for disagreeing with Daily Wire executives' unconditional support for Israel. And so it would seem as if with both Candace Owens and Brett Cooper, there were some really deep issues at play here, to say the least. And so similar to the Candace Owens situation, Brett Cooper has gone on to be incredibly successful without the Daily Wire. Take a look at this. Here are the stats of Daily Wire's show, The Comments Section, the show that Brett Cooper used to have before the Daily Wire ultimately replaced her. And as you can see, that didn't work out so well. This channel is now in absolute freefall, losing 100,000 subscribers per week. Now on that note, I do want to say real fast, I'm very close to hitting 100,000 subscribers here on this channel, so if you guys do enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing because it helps a lot. Now, take a look at Brett Cooper's personal YouTube channel. She's been gaining 126,000 subscribers a week, and here's the crazy part, she hasn't even uploaded anything yet. There are literally 0 videos on the channel. People just want to preemptively show her support after her breakup with the Daily Wire. Now, with all of that being said, it doesn't actually end there though, because if you go and take a look at Ben Shapiro's personal channel, he's also not exactly having a good time right now. Similar to the official Daily Wire channel, Ben Shapiro is bleeding subscribers at a rate of over 2,000 per week, indicating that the Daily Wire in general just seems to have become sort of a toxic brand to be associated with. Ben Shapiro became famous on the back of the slogan, "Facts don't care about your feelings," but to me it seems like anytime one of his employees disagrees with him, he gets kind of emotional and fires them. And so to some degree, it kind of feels like Daily Wire's actions aren't exactly in accordance with the ideals that they claim to espouse. Free speech, America first. It seems like when push comes to shove, that's just not really the case. But so I wouldn't necessarily say that the Daily Wire is imploding, but things aren't really going that well for them. And it seems to me like all of this has to do with America's relationship with Israel. That's the big divisive issue at play here. And now, whatever your personal stance on this issue might be, it does seem observably true that American support for Israel is getting smaller by the day, every single day, and that amongst young people especially, support for Israel is pretty much non-existent. In fact, it was just about a month ago that Candace Owens was actually given the title Anti Semite of the Year by a Jewish advocacy group, and it doesn't really seem like anybody cares. As we just talked about, her support is through the roof, and she has now surpassed the Daily Wire in not just total subscribers, but she's absolutely dominating them in overall viewership as well. And so, given all of this is the case, it sort of makes you wonder whether or not the Daily Wire's other top talent, guys like Matt Walsh or Michael Knowles, are sort of assessing the overall situation and considering leaving the Daily Wire as well. And to be clear, their channels are doing just fine right now, and no one is unsubscribing from them, but you have to wonder if they think they could do better without all of Daily Wire's drama. Because I don't think you need to be particularly astute to look at this entire situation and piece together that the Daily Wire probably doesn't exactly have a long and promising future ahead of it at this point. That is to say, it seems to me like the winds have sort of turned in a different direction, and now Daily Wire is just kind of sitting there, motionless, slowly sinking. But hey, you know what? We have a new president coming into office very soon. Trump is back, and who the hell knows what is coming in the future, either domestically or geopolitically. And it can be hard to predict how people will react to the immeasurable random things that can pop up on the horizon. But anyway, I think one thing can be said for certain. Candace Owens is going to continue to do just fine on her own, because what seems to be the case is that the Daily Wire likes to tell their broadcasters what they can and can't say, and it seems to me like you guys, the viewers, just want to see raw, unfiltered opinions. And hey, this is why you're all here on YouTube watching this video, for instance, as opposed to watching mainstream media. This is why you're not watching MSNBC or something like that. In fact, while we're talking about mainstream media, I think a lot of times it feels like history is sort of repeating itself. Sometimes it seems like channels like the Daily Wire are just effectively becoming mainstream media 2.0, regulating people's speech, completely beholden to their advertisers, firing you if you disagree with them, whatever. And it just doesn't seem like that's what you guys, the viewers, are looking for. People don't want to be told what to think. They want the real news, no bullcrap, no fluffer, and they want to hear someone articulate what they were already thinking, what they were already feeling. In fact, one good example is how everyone just got done pushing back against Musk and Trump on this entire H-1B visa issue. I doubt they saw that pushback coming. And so in my opinion, that's the job. That's the task with making videos like this. You have to respect the viewer enough to acknowledge that they have a brain and that they're not complete and total idiots. And the mainstream media doesn't do this, and it doesn't seem like the Daily Wire does it very well anymore either. And so really, I think that's the problem. Very clearly, the Daily Wire has their own agenda. They have their own ideological goals, and sometimes those goals overlap with the American First agenda, but not always. And really, I think that's the biggest thing that viewers are beginning to realize, and that's really where all of these problems are extending from. But hey, with all of that stuff being said, I want to know what you guys have to say, so please go down below and drop a comment. Please like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe, that's huge and it helps a ton. Thank you all very much for watching, and as always, stay safe.